Hey guys, I've got an exciting one for you today. We're going to go through how you can save $10,000 in 6 months without drastically changing your life. Now, of course, this is all dependent on your personal circumstances, and it might not be the target that you might want to reach. We might want to just aim to start with for $2,000 or maybe $5,000, and then we can try and get to $10,000. But I want to quickly go through the steps that you will need to take to be able to achieve this and do so without drastically changing your life, like I said. So, $10,000 seems like a big amount, seems really scary, to be honest. But that's why step number one is reverse engineering and breaking it down. One of the keys that I've learned, and if you haven't watched my heavy lifting and how it taught me money lessons, you should go down and watch that video, very important. But one of the other lessons that I did learn from programming and heavy lifting and understanding how to lift heavy, essentially is breaking down and reverse engineering the goal. And when you're talking about numbers, it's actually really simple. It's much easier than saying, I want to be able to be happy, for instance. You don't have metrics or you don't have targets that you should be able to hit when you're talking about that as an aspiration or a dream. So the goal, $10,000. Like I said, let's reverse engineer it and understand the sort of stepping stones you need to be able to do that. So let's break it down. $10,000 roughly works out to be around about I think it's $770 per fortnight, okay, that you would have to save if you would reach $10,000 in 6 months, or it's $385 per week. Alrighty. Now, those are rough estimates as well, guys. I have rounded up a little bit just to make sure that we have a little bit of extra cash in the bank, because you probably won't be able to exactly to the dollar figure save $10,000 in 6 months, unless, of course, you were very mathematic nerd and really wanted to do that. So I just wanted to break it down for you. $385 a week, $770 per fortnight. All right, that's how much you need to save. So now that we know what we need to save to be able to do that, now we need to know how that we can achieve that. So to do this, all you need to do is, first off, work out your income. Understand how much you're earning either per week or per fortnight. If you get paid weekly, work that out. If you get paid fortnightly, you work that out. Cool. For an example, if you're getting JobKeeper right now, you're getting about $1,500 a fortnight, around about $1,300 after tax. Alrighty. So if you are a single and trying to save $10,000 on JobKeeper right now, it would probably be very hard unless you were living at your parents' house and not really spending much money. Then it might be a little bit easier. So understand your income and know how much it is. Then once you know what your income is and be like, okay, well, I've got enough income to be able to save that much money, then you need to break down your expenses and understand how much you are already spending every week or fortnight, and then work out the figure at the end, which is how much you'll be able to save. So for a quick example, if you are on JobKeeper, like I said, and you're earning around about that $1,500 a fortnight, $1,300 after tax, then you can break it down so that if you're living at your parents' house and you're not really spending that much money, and you really only have to spend your expenses only work out per week about $150, then you will have, out of the $1,300 income, you will have $1,150 left over, which is well and truly more than enough to save $10,000 a week. So if you are roughly like 18, 19, 20 right now and you're on JobKeeper and you're living in your parents' house, you could do this very, very easily. Okay? So let's just use an example that might not be as simple per se. Let's say that you're living in a rental property and your rent's $350 a week, and then you have food expenses, etc. And your expenses from your income work out to be roughly around about $800 a week. So you know that you got $1,300 income and your expenses work out to be $880 per week. Sorry, not per week, per fortnight. Okay, $1,300 income per fortnight, $880 per week in expenses. Let's make it more. Let's make it $1,000. Make it nice and easy. So you have $300 a fortnight. Okay, so that means that you would need to essentially find an extra $470 per fortnight. So how could you do that? Well, one is you could create a second income source through a side hustle, or pretty much an interest-based business if you wanted to. So if you were, for an example, you might be someone who is working in retail, but then you also have a fitness qualification, so you could then do PT and earn the extra $470 a fortnight that you might need. Or you could write if you're a good writer. This is where you need to understand your strengths. So it's all about knowing what you're good at and what you're interested in, and doing that to earn an extra income. It's actually pretty easy and very simple, but you do have to have a good mindset and know how to sell yourself. If you can't earn the extra income, then the next best thing is to decrease your expenses and work out where you could reduce your expenses. Okay? In fact, that's probably the easiest way, other than if you want to earn a second income. That's awesome. That's great. I always highly recommend it because we all have strengths and weaknesses, and we all have interests that we could really jump into and start really earning money from as well, which is really cool. But the best way to get to the point where you can save is essentially reducing your expenses. It's an easy way to do it. And all you have to do is sit down, work out your 3 months worth of statements, work out how much expenses you own, and work out what is, I guess, the number 2, probably top 2, top 3 expenses that you could just get rid of straight away, or even decrease. Once you know that, and you've shopped around a little bit and you've decreased your expenses, or you've got rid of those expenses straight away, then you can reassess and go from there. Okay, it's really actually quite simple, earning $10,000, or saving, I should say, saving $10,000 in 6 months. It's all about the math. It's all about making sure you understand how to reverse engineer it. So, which is, again, just a bit of simple math. Once you've done that, and you've broken it down into those weeks or those fortnightly savings amounts, and then all it is essentially about making sure you know how much income you have, how much expenses you have. Income minus expense equals savings. You put that savings into another account, you don't touch it, and then from there, in the 6 months, you should have accrued, if you've been saving $385 a week or $770 a fortnight, you should have accrued $10,000, a little bit more, in fact, a little bit more than $10,000 in 6 months, without drastically changing your life. Okay? Now, of course, like I said at the start, it does depend on your personal circumstances, how much money you're earning, and things like that. Like I said, change the target. If you're wanting to earn, if you're earning only $19,000 in the 6 months, so if you're earning JobKeeper, you're technically only earning $19,500 over 6 months' time. Okay, which after tax works out to be, I think, around about $17,000. So that means you really only have $7,000 over 6 months to spend, which is really not that much when you think about it, especially if you have a mortgage or you have anything like that. But this is when you need to sit down, if you have a partner, and work out between the two of you, because if that $10,000 in 6 months is going to then move into a house deposit, then you've got a partner, you really should be talking with your partner and working out how you could make that $10,000, maybe make it even more, make it $20,000. Or if you're earning JobKeeper and you're paying rent right now, then maybe instead of having a target of $10,000, then maybe you make it $5,000 and work it out from there. Okay, so I hope you got something out of this video. This is a really cool one on savings goals. really, really important to know that you don't really need to change your life drastically to actually hit targets and be able to save. For an example, that $10,000 you could say is going to go towards a Europe holiday or an American holiday or something like that. You could do whatever. It's up to you. And imagine if you do that over 2 years, that $10,000 becomes $40,000. You could use it as an investment opportunity, or you could use it to, like I said, put down for a home deposit or something like that. It's all about knowing the math and just sitting down and reflecting on how much you spend versus how much you earn, and understanding how much you could save all up. And yes, you do need to sacrifice a little bit, because saving $10,000 over 6 months is not something that's going to be easy for most people. In fact, it can be quite difficult. $385 a week is pretty much like how much you would pay for rent, or for some people it's how much they pay on their mortgage per week. But understanding that it is possible is going to help you, and being able to, like I said, make sacrifices where you need to, reduce expenses, maybe put some more hours into earning a second or third or fourth income, might help you get there. Okay, so I hope that helped you a lot. I hope that has given you some insight into how you could save and create savings goals or targets. And if that didn't, or if you have any questions or anything like that, then please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you click that notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, that you get a notification. And then, of course, make sure you like the video, because we want to make sure that we can spread the messages, spread this message, spread the value as much as we possibly can. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I will see you soon. And if you are looking to save $10,000 in the next 6 months, put in the comments below as well. I'd love to know what your savings goal is. It might not be 10,000, could be 2,000, could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30. I don't know. It depends on how much you're looking to, how much you're earning as well, I guess. But put in the comments, because I'd love to hear it. All right, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you soon.